Hello everybody, we're headed to Lake George. We're just arriving into the village now. It's been about an hour and a half ride from Lake Placid, which was kind of interesting. The road was just awesome, but at one point it was just a two-lane road, as most of those roads are in the mountains. And a horse trailer, one of those giant horse trailers, something happened to it and they had to like close off the road. So I don't know if you can see, but there's the lake right there. Lake George is just it's a village that's built on Lake George, and it's a beautiful lake, a beautiful little village. I need to find a place here to have lunch, but our destination is Prospect Mountain, which we're going to climb on the Spyder. But so it was an interesting ride. I was delayed by probably 20 minutes. I had to find some shade on the side of the road to stand while they got their act together, figuring out what they were going to do. I've adjusted the camera slightly. So I mentioned in one of the last two videos that I posted, the Adirondack Mountain video and the Whiteface Mountain video, that I think I figured out my settings and I've got things down. But now I've got to use ND filters, which are essentially, I'd love to find a spot in the shade to park. That's probably rare. I've eaten at this little bank, old bank cafe, I think they call it. I might try to find a spot around here and eat there. But anyway, because of my new settings on the GoPro, I've got to use ND filters, which are essentially, think of them as sunglasses for the lens. What happens is if too much light comes into the lens at the shutter speed that I'm using, then it causes almost like a washout, like a whiteout of the photography. And if you look at the last two videos I posted from the Adirondacks and the Whiteface Mountain video, you can see what I mean. The videos came out great, but the sky, when it's very bright, the sky looks awfully white when it was really blue. And so what I did was, when I bought my ND filters, when I first bought the GoPro camera, I am surprised. It's a Monday. I know you're not watching this on a Monday, but it's a Monday at lunchtime. Now it's July, so my guess is a bunch of people are on vacation, but I'm surprised that we've got this kind of traffic here. But anyway, so I've got three different ND filters with three different levels of strength. Think of them as darker and darkest in terms of sunglasses. And so what I did last night was, after editing the video, I changed out the lowest, the meter maid, hi there, I changed out the lowest strength ND filter for the middle strength. So we'll see how this video goes. When I edit this video tonight, I guess what I'm saying to you is I'm learning the ND filters, which is a new element for me to learn. And I have a feeling that my videos, once I figure things out, will be much improved. Between the new settings and the use of the sunglasses on the camera, I'm sure it'll help a lot.
Where is it?
Okay, gang, if we're gonna go to Lake George, I've got to show you Lake George. So to put it into perspective, so this is the main drag here that we came in on, right here. You can see the mountains there. Mount Prospect, I believe, is up that way. I'm not sure we can see it from here. And this beautiful park overlooks beautiful Lake George. At the base of the lake there, you can't see it through the trees, but there are not cruise ships, but paddle wheel ships, whatever they call those, that take tours out. I've never done that, would never do that, but I think it's kind of cool. But I just wanted to show you the lake before we head on our way to Mount Prospect, or Prospect Mountain, sorry. I will tell you, it's a hot one. Now, according to GPS, it's 81. Now, this has been sitting in the shade, but still hot. It's not unusual for a bike or a car, for that matter, to record higher temperatures when you first start up. That's 91. I will tell you, the difference has been as much as 15 degrees between the two. And there was, I think I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos, there was one point where the GPS actually had a hotter temperature by a few degrees than the Spyder. So I don't know what to believe. Quite frankly, if my life depended on me knowing the temperature, I'd go to one of my weather apps, and who knows if that's even accurate. But this is beautiful downtown Lake George. Very popular tourist spot. in the northeast. You can see I took my gloves and my jacket off because I knew we'd be going slow through traffic, and I don't think Prospect Mountain is going to be cool enough that I'm going to want to put them back on, to be frank with you. And then from here, we have a short ride. Oh, look at that, a carousel. We have a short ride to Saratoga Springs. I'm not going to record that, but it's only like a half an hour, I believe. So now I've got to be on the lookout for Prospect Mountain. I believe it's on this side of town, which is like the southern side of town. It's coming up ahead. I put my GPS on because I misjudged where it was, and I can rely on the GPS. I don't know if you can tell the difference right now, but this is crystal clear, and I can see this, I can make this out, but because of the sun, I've got my sunshade down as well. When I lift it up, it's of no help. It's just a little bit kind of hard to read compared to this. But I like having the phone here because the phone has other uses. And I won't get into what I do on the phone while I'm riding. That will generate its own set of comments. Nevertheless, I like the phone there, despite the fact that I've got GPS here. Prospect Mountain. 100-mile view, Veterans Memorial Highway. Well, interestingly, the highway that went up Whiteface Mountain was also called Veterans Memorial Highway. Now, I am fairly certain this is a New York State Park, and that my Empire Pass will get me through. So we're now at 498 feet. Wow, that's as low as we've been since we left Niagara Falls. I am shocked. But I guess we're down close to the lake level. I'm amazed. Not quite the ornate toll booth that we went through yesterday at Whiteface, right? Hi there.
How you doing?
Does my Empire Pass count here? It does not. No worries. How much is it?
$5.
$5?
$5.
I think I paid $20 to go up Whiteface.
Really?
You should charge more.
Well, this is $5 for motorcycles around here.
Oh, it's discounted for bikes?
Yep, it's normally $10 for cars, but
Awesome.
motorcycles is different. Set.
You have a good one.
Yep, you as well.
And we're off. Now that Empire Pass does save me money because I frequent state parks a lot. I think I pay $70 or $71 or something like that a year. If there ever got to a point where I wasn't, you know, hiking and whatnot at state parks often, then I probably would cancel that. I will tell you that the state parks right around Niagara Falls, Devil's Hole State Park, Art Park State Park, Whirlpool State Park, and of course Niagara Falls State Park, they do not charge, you know, admission. Although you have to pay to park at Niagara Falls State Park. But I digress. So let's enjoy this beautiful climb up Prospect Mountain. We're now at 655 square feet. Not square feet, elevation. We're about to cross 1,000 feet. I don't know how tall this mountain is. I know it's nowhere close to Whiteface Mountain. Should have pulled in there. We'll pull over at the next one. Once again, you can see though, we're in this thick forest, and I love trees, gang. I love trees more than anybody, but if these trees weren't here, we would have that just incredible view. I guess they don't want to cross. Oh, somehow I'm in eco mode. That's not good. Okay, so now the GPS is saying 81 degrees, and the Spyder's telling me, well, it just was saying 91, but now it's saying 90. I can't wedge my camera in there, the instrument panel, as much anymore because the GPS blocks me. Oh, wow. Isn't that beautiful? There's someone parasailing out there. I don't know if you can see it. Fantastic. This is the terminus, or whatever you call it, of the lake, and it goes way up north. But we've got to climb a little further. I don't know what this is. This has happened to me before. You see a lot of information there that I didn't really ask for. It just happened, unless I pushed a button by accident. Okay, let's climb away. I'm gonna pass this one. Oh, doesn't look like there's much of a view there anyway. We'll stop at the next one. Now, when I was here, it was in my car, and it was in the fall, and it was surprisingly sparse in terms of people. I don't mean this mountain, I mean Lake George, the town. But it was beautiful. All of this was just a sea of yellows, and it was just awesome. Again, I know I said this in one of my last videos, but I'm going to do everything possible to get up to the Adirondacks. Probably not Lake George, probably Old Forge, certainly maybe Lake Placid this fall, if I can time it right. Okay, so our elevation is now 1436. There was one episode this morning when I was riding between Lake Placid and here, when my GPS was showing that I was climbing, but I was certain that I was in a descent. And I wondered if that was some sort of optical illusion where I wasn't really in a descent, I was climbing. I mean, the GPS doesn't lie, right? And I can't imagine it would malfunction like that, because it wasn't like just like a short period of time, it was sustained. And I remember when I lived in the Johnstown, Pennsylvania area, nearby Bedford, Pennsylvania had a thing there. It was kind of a tourist thing, but it was in the middle of nowhere. It was called Gravity Hill. And apparently, like, if you put a ball on the road on Gravity Hill, it would roll up the hill. But it didn't really roll up the hill. It was an optical illusion because, and if you live in southwestern Pennsylvania, correct me on this. This can't be the summit. We're not even at 2,000 feet. Oh, no, we're not at the summit. If you live in southwestern Pennsylvania, correct me on this. I'm going to just pull in here. But anyway, when you put the ball on the hill, or if you drop you pour a bottle of water on the hill, it would roll uphill. Well, the terrain on the side of the road just made it really, really look like it was going uphill when it was really going downhill, if that makes any sense. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to stand up here because I don't want to kill us both, but, well, you wouldn't get killed, but, actually, you'd probably have some awesome footage if I were to wreck this thing on the side of a mountain. That would probably be my most watched YouTube video of all time. We just crossed 2,000 feet, and we must be at the summit. Okay, I am going to stand up with one foot on the brake. Well, obviously one foot on the brake. Look at that. So can you see Lake George there? So I will tell you, not having a car, just having the Spyder is my only conveyance. Winter's going to be a problem, I know that, but we'll work it out. But summer is also a problem because it is very, very hot. It feels humid. I'm getting scorched, you know, I'm getting burned, I'm sure. And there's no relief from the sun. You know, there's no, when I was in traffic on that road because of that horse trailer that had a problem, I had to go to the side of the road near the woods off my machine to sit and wait for things to unfold. But anyway, it gets very hot and you have no roof over you. You certainly don't have air conditioning. So on very hot days, it is a problem. On very cold days, I can bundle up, but there's only so much you can take off. And when you take a lot off, like right now, you're exposed to the sun and all that implies. So I am heading now, when we get to the bottom of the road, I'll put in my GPS the Saratoga Springs address. I'm heading out there. It won't take me long. It's about a half-an-hour trip. And I'll have a good afternoon and a good evening in Saratoga Springs. Folks, if you like this video, again, please hit like. I commented on a previous video about, like, is it appropriate to ask before the video to like it? And I got mixed responses on that. I will tell you, I just don't know. I think I'm too early in my YouTube channel, I don't know, history to do that. I don't feel comfortable asking you if you like the food before you've tasted it. So, or even more than that, to ask you to commit to saying that you like the food before you've tasted it. But if you did like this video, I sure would appreciate if you would hit like. If you do not subscribe, I sure would appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel. The channel's growing just well beyond what I ever thought. We just crossed 1,200. You know, I didn't think we'd get to 1,000, and we did. And now we just crossed 1,200. It just keeps growing, and that's thanks to you, those of you who hit that subscribe button. And those of you who haven't, please do so. Until the next video, and I'm not sure, I'm posting every Sunday and Wednesday, but I'm not sure what the next video will be in terms of content. I might do something in Saratoga Springs. We'll play it by ear. But until the next video, you have a great day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.